There are thousands of options when it comes to online guitar lessons, so why should you choose my course over something else? Bulletproof Guitar Player was titled as such because it was designed to make you bulletproof. Musically, not literally, I'm afraid I can't do that, but what I mean is that this course is the result of over 10 months of researching what other guitar courses have to offer, deciding on and constantly redrafting the list of concepts taught, scripting videos to make them as effective as possible, creating play-along tracks, filming, and finally editing video and audio. All of this and more so that for your money you get something that will make a real lifelong change to the way you practice and play the guitar. Before I get into the content of the course, let me first tell you what this course is not. So this is not a beginner's guitar course. This is not a quick fix for you to learn some flashy new licks and riffs. This is not yet another course that teaches scales as 2 or 3 note per string patterns and shapes. So I'm going to show you a few concepts that can help turn scales into music and prevent you from playing solos like this. This is not based on the caged system, which in my personal opinion is an incredibly limiting way of learning to play the guitar in the long run. And lastly, if you're serious about improving as a guitarist and you want to have the skills necessary to become a professional, then this is not going to be a waste of your time and money. So moving on, who is this course designed for? I just recently graduated with a degree in music, and when I was in the research stage of producing this course, I thought back to the kind of player I was 4 years ago, just as I started studying guitar at university. At that point in my life, I was a competent intermediate player who wanted to transition to advanced, and through doing so, learn the necessary skills it takes to become a working professional musician. So put simply, this is designed to provide intermediate players with the knowledge and skills required to become an advanced player. Now let's talk about content. This course is split into 3 sections: theory primer, chords and how to practice them, scales and improvisation. If you've shied away from learning theory in the past, or you think that it's useless to you personally, then I'm willing to bet that you've had experiences in the past where you've been taught theoretical information but not how to apply it to the guitar. Now that last bit is crucial, and it's exactly why I've chosen to teach you only what you need to know theory-wise at this stage in your playing. Because let's face it, theory is useless, but only when you don't know how to apply it. When you do know how to apply it, your playing will change for the better, I can guarantee that. So in the theory primer section, you will learn about the following: intervals, the circle of fourths, and how to memorize every single note on the fretboard easily. There are other bits and pieces here and there, but those are the 3 most fundamental and invaluable concepts you will learn and master when you take this course. I've mentioned already that it's important to know how to apply theory to the guitar, and that's why I demonstrate every single theoretical concept on the guitar in each video. And to add to that, everything that you learn in the theory primer section is built upon in both the chords section and the scales and improvisation section. Every single video in this course was scripted and placed in an order that builds from information taught in each previous lesson. There were a few courses that I saw during the research process that had a lot of good content, but it was all sort of thrown together in an order that was incohesive and therefore confusing for the learner. And I had that in the back of my mind the entire time that I was designing and arranging the content for Bulletproof Guitar Player, so you don't have to worry about encountering any information that is unrelated to something you've learned previously in the course. In the section called Chords and How to Practice Them, you will learn about the following: diatonic harmony, how do chords work together in major keys, 7th chords. If you're unsure of how to play major 7th, minor 7 flat 5 chords, for example, this will definitely be of use to you. Common chord progressions, including the 1, 6, 2, 5, for example. And last but definitely not least, triads. Triads are the biggest part of the chords section, and for a good reason. If your rhythm playing or your lead playing is in a bit of a rut, then learning triads is a great way to break out of that and add some new sounds and textures to your playing. You will learn every inversion of major, minor, diminished, augmented and dominant seventh triads, and how to practice them efficiently with the circle of fourths. But you will also learn how to apply the triads to various musical situations. I mentioned lead playing, so now let's move on to the final section, scales and improvisation. In the chord section, you learn how to play triad inversions all over the fretboard and how to apply them to your rhythm playing. In this section, you learn how to apply them to your lead playing so that you can create interesting solos that follow the harmony of the chord progression. Here is triad lick number 2. However, before you reach that point, you will first learn how to practice scales in all 12 keys efficiently using the circle of fourths. Now, this is another thing I want to make sure that I got right when designing this course. How do you practice scales efficiently in multiple keys in one area of the fretboard? You will learn exactly how to do this in this section, and once you have mastered this concept, you will be able to apply it to any scale you like. The idea behind practicing scales this way is that it forces you to visualize the root notes of the scale all across the fretboard, allowing you to improvise freely and confidently rather than feeling confined to traditional 2-note or 3-note per string scale patterns and shapes that most guitarists are taught. As for the specific scales I have chosen to teach in this section, we will go in depth on the major scale, the minor pentatonic scale, the major pentatonic, and the blues scale. You will also learn about the natural minor scale and how it relates to the major scale, how to transition between major and minor pentatonic scales when improvising, how to use intervals as an improvisational tool, and finally, how to use motifs to create well-crafted solos on the spot. So I think I'll call it a day here with regards to the content, because I really could ramble on about it all day long. Thank you for watching this video. In case you couldn't tell, I'm very excited to finally get this course out there, and it's been a long and challenging process, but I can't wait to hear what you all think of it. And I will be making more in the future, so when you reach the end of the course, feel free to give me suggestions for content you think I should include in the next one. Thanks again for watching. I hope you enjoyed the course.